If you want to get clients for your business but don't have thousands of dollars to spend on ads, here's the simple and boring system that I created to get them for free. It's the same one that I used to grow 2 Facebook communities to 30,000 members and make multiple 6 figures. And it's the same one that I've helped other business owners use too. And I'm going to walk you through the entire system right now. And it only takes 30 minutes a day.
So this is what we're going to be covering today in this video, in this full course from start to finish. Number one, what your group should actually be about, because believe it or not, most business owners end up getting this wrong. Then we're going to be talking about setting up your group, right? Like the right way to set up your group so that it actually turns into paying clients down the road. Then we're going to focus on getting your first members, because this is very important, believe it or not. Feeding people into your group is extremely important. Then we're going to talk about how the group grows, because a lot of people have some misunderstandings about this, and I want to clear them up. Then we're going to touch on turning members into clients. And then lastly, the daily system that I absolutely love. So let's talk about what your group should actually be about. Because here's the thing, the biggest mistake that I see is naming your group after your business. Look, if your company is called Johnson Landscaping, don't go make a community that's called Johnson Landscaping Community. Okay. And this is the big mistake. And every single business owner thinks like this, like, oh, I should name my group after my business, because you're so used to naming your business page after your business, which that makes a lot of sense. That is what you should do. But you shouldn't be naming your community after your business, because here's the deal. Nobody's going to wake up and be like, wow, I want to join that Johnson Landscaping community. That makes so much sense. Like, how cool is that? Johnson, right? He's the best. Like, nobody thinks like that. They think in terms of what is going to benefit me and my life, okay? And here are some, but actually, let's talk about what you should name your group after. And your group needs to be business adjacent. And this is how you separate yourself from almost everyone else. It's not about what you sell, okay? It's not about you being the professional, this, that, or the other, and I'm the salesperson. This is what I sell. You should join this group, because no, it's about your what your ideal clients actually care about, okay? It's related to your expertise, but it's not your service, okay? If you're a real estate agent, you're not creating a group that's Shawn Connors real estate agent. Boring. Nobody gives a crap. If you detail cars, it's not John Smith detailing services, right? Like, that's boring. That's a business page. We're not creating a business page. We are creating a community. And I want to give you some real examples. Okay. This one is absolutely great. This is my buddy, John. He is a financial advisor, and he has a group called Get Financially Free. Like, how great is that? He is the financial expert. He knows about finances. He knows about budgeting. He knows about saving. He knows about investing, but he didn't create it as John, financial advisor, right? It's a business group, or it's a business page. The group is about what people want, that aspirational thing that people want to get financially free. So in there, he's talking about how you can get financially free, right? You could see he almost has 2,000 members, and he's been consistent, not like super consistent, but with messaging, but he's been consistent with frequency and posting every day, and that's why it's grown. I'm helping him to branch out a little bit more with the message, but this is business adjacent. Next up is a friend of mine. Her group, excuse me, is D-Town Dog Pack, and it stands for Downingtown Dog Pack. So she is a dog trainer. She didn't name it Lori Dog Trainer, right? She created a group about getting dogs together and their owners to do pack walks, right? Like, that's interesting to people. People want to socialize their dogs with other dogs. And then the parents, the owners, whatever you want to call them, they socialize with other people as well. And she, as a dog trainer, is the expert in this group. right? So there's over 400 people. If anyone ever needed dog training, they would know where to go and they would start trusting her. Okay, this is my group. When I was a real estate agent, I started this group in 2018. And it wasn't about real estate. It wasn't about the real estate market. It wasn't anything to do with real estate. It was all about living in Downingtown, Pennsylvania, where I live, right? And you can see it's almost at 23,000 members right now. I've deleted more members than I've approved, right? Like you want to run this very strict. You do not just want to allow anyone in. I'll say that again. I've deleted more people than I've actually approved because they didn't answer the questions, which we're going to talk about later. And a lot of them were bots, right? Like I was very diligent about doing this, but I created about something that other people actually cared about, which was living in this town. And here is the pattern that I want you to realize. People who care about X are the same people who pay for Y, okay? The people, whatever your business is, you can create a group, a community based on any business. And the people who care about getting financially free, about walking and socializing their dog, about living in a certain area, about what it's like to, be 50 plus and looking to lose weight. Those same people will pay for your service when they need it. And that's the key. That's the key to all of this. People who care about these things that you create the group about are the same ones who will pay for your service when they are ready. All right, now let's talk about setting your group up because there's a lot of things I want to discuss here so that we get it right. Here are the basics, right? Name, again, not your business name. Okay. I want to touch on that again, but it's important. It's part of this whole process. You want to think of a good name that will be searchable, that has a little bit of SEO value to it, because, in 2026, it's still valuable. People are still searching for things. So you want to think of a good name that fits the ideal that your person is looking for, right? Like your client, the person that you want to help get fit, to help get financially free, to help rid all of their debt, whatever it is, you want the name of the group to signify that and to also signal it as well for when people are searching. The description is really important as well because it's not about you. It's about them. What are they going to get? The best radio station in their minds is WIIFM. Did I say that right? What's in it for me? Yes, WIIFM. Okay. That's how you remember this. All this is about what's in it for me. What are they going to get from this group? That the description has to signal that as well. Because when people type stuff into the search bar, if your name signals it, your description, your cover photo, those are what's going to bring your group into the search, right? And when we're talking about the cover photo, it needs to be clear what the group is about as well. It needs to be crystal clear. Here's a little pro tip that I want you to do with your cover photos. If you have, and every business owner should, a way for people to book direct, right? Like book online through Calendly or whatever else you use, put a little QR code there too that says schedule a call with me. On my YouTube pages, I got so many people to schedule calls with me and on my Facebook pages, but primarily on my YouTube pages. They scheduled calls with me because it was easy, right? Like I had a QR code that linked to a Calendly. They just booked it and then that was it. I mean, amazing. It's super easy, right? And then the membership questions, which we will be discussing right now, because this, in my opinion, is one of the best ways to set up your group and to qualify people, right? So, question one, you want to qualify if they're your ideal client, if they're the right person that is supposed to be in this group. For my page specifically, it was, do you live in the Downingtown area? Or are you looking to move to the area? And that was key, right? So I started this as a real estate agent. So I wanted to get people who were looking to move here, right? Whatever your group is about, you want to qualify them. You want to ask a question that says, are you the right person for this group? Question two, how did they find you? This is a good indication of what you're doing right and then how you can continue to do more of that, right? So you want to figure out like, how did they come across you? Where did they find you? Was it a referral? Was it online? Was it in whatever it was, right? And then question three is capture something useful. And it's email and then their biggest struggle, right? You want to create an email list. As a business owner, one of the most valuable things that you can do in your business is create emails. Because if you have an email list, if all goes wrong on Facebook and they shut your page down, they shut your group down, you still have access to them. If you're on any other platform, right? It goes for you're on rented land. Any social media network, you are on rented land. You do not own that. But what you do own is emails, and you can take those emails to any service provider that you use, but you have to get their email and you have to be smart about it as well. And here's why this really matters because like I said, in my group, I was looking to find people who were looking to relocate here or either that were looking to sell their house and I can help them. And when they said yes, I was like, all right, boom, I'm right in there. I'm sending them DMs. I'm following up. I'm, doing everything that I talk about in my other videos where it's like having a catalog of videos already ready to go that you can send them and say, hey, I'm the expert in this. This is what I do. This is here how I can help. You're starting conversations before they even join, right? And this is so important. You want to have a reason to DM people, you know? So it's not necessarily a cold DM, it's more of a warm DM. Hey, look, I saw that you were looking to join my group. This is great. I help people get out of debt. I saw that you have your school loans, you have your cars, and you're looking to pay it off in the next year. This is what I suggest that you can do. Here's the content that you can watch on how to get out of debt within 6 months, 12 months. You know what I'm saying. And that's how you start conversations with people before they even join. Next, we're going to focus on getting your first members. And I'm really excited about this part because most advice is wrong. They say, hey, you got to go find strangers and bring them in. You're going to have to just post in random groups in order to bring people in. There's nothing really wrong with posting in different groups. There's a time and a place for that. They also say that you have to run paid ads. I'm not against paid ads at all. I'm not against paid ads, man. If you can do it and make it work, but I'm all about doing this for affordably or for free, right? Like just putting in your time and effort because that's what's worked for me over the years. It's exhausting and a lot of this stuff just doesn't work, right? You can run an ad and you're just getting random people. And do you really want random people? In 2026, it's all about creating the right group and the right atmosphere. And that's the real play. And you want to start with people who already know you. Like this is such a no-brainer. And nobody's talking about this. Like you start with people who already know you. And who already knows you? Your past clients, the people that you've already worked with, that you already have helped, or your current clients. There are people on your email list that you've been emailing for months or years, right? You want to invite them as well, as long as they're the right fit. What about your personal network? People, again, who already know you, they already like you, they already trust you, they know what they're going to get from it, and anyone that you've helped before, anybody they don't even have to be a client. How many calls do we get as business owners saying like, hey, can you help me out with this? Whatever. They don't pay, you do it for free. It is what it is. Like this is the play with seeding your group, with getting the right people in your group to start. So you're not just getting a bunch of random people. And I love this because business owners have a tough time staying in touch with past clients. I know for me, when I was deep in the real estate business, I had a really difficult time staying in touch with past clients because like it just felt salesy to me. Like it just felt that they knew why I was staying in touch, right? It's because I wanted them to refer me potential business. And I know there's always ways around it, and you can say this and you can say that, but like the reality is people know why you're staying in touch, right? They generally know. Everyone's really smart. So here's like a really super simple message that you can send to a past client. And this is great because you stay in touch with them. And it's not like slimy at all, right? It doesn't feel salesy or spammy. It's like, hey, John, I know it's been a while since we chatted, but I was thinking about you because I started this new community and I know you're still interested in fitness. I know you're still interested in classic cars, right? I would love to see you inside the group. It's super easy. You stay in touch with your people. You invite them in the group. They become part of the group. And then it's like, this works because they already trust you. You've done a great job. You were a part of their life for whatever that transactional period was, or you're still part of their life. You're still giving them great information that's helping them in their lives. They engage because they know you, right? The activity that you do with them is going to then attract new people. And this is what I love too, because when your group is set up and you're getting, and it takes a while, I'm not going to lie, it takes a while, but all that activity with people coming in and joining and commenting and sharing, that builds momentum. And the momentum continues to build and it continues to build. And it's like the snowball rolling downhill. It just gets bigger and bigger, right? And here's the goal with all this because we don't want to lose sight of the goal. The biggest goal is your first 50 members should be people that you already know, that you've had some experience with, and not strangers. I mean, look, if you get some people that are strangers and they answer the membership questions and you're like, wow, they seem like they would be a great fit for my group, then that's awesome. Let's focus on that. But the real goal is to get people who already know you because of the conversations that you can have. Because of the conversations that you can have with them. And they will engage and they'll share and they'll be part of the group, right? And activity in the group, engagement in the group is what's going to grow it and put it out there to more people. And this segues perfectly into how you actually grow your group, right? We're talking about that snowball effect. I love that. And here is how it works. Year one is that grind. You're doing all the work. You're putting in all the effort. You're showing up on a daily basis. You're being as frequent as you can. Maybe it's 5 times a week, 6, 7, maybe it's only 3 or 4, but you're making it count and you're staying consistent in the consistent way that's important, which is staying on message and on brand. That year one is tough. I'm telling you, it's tough. It's a grind, it's a challenge. And a lot of people quit in year one. A lot of people quit way into year one. A few weeks, a month, maybe 2 months. Rarely do people make it to 6 months and beyond. And then years 2 and 3, you're going to start getting the people inviting others on their own. And that's pretty awesome. I promise you this happens, between year, 1 and 2 and 2 and 3, and the people are going to start inviting others. They're like, "Hey, I'm getting a lot of value from this group. I was 25 pounds overweight. I joined this group for weight loss. I'm a busy professional. You know me, our kids know each other. I really think this would help you." They're going to start inviting people. And then eventually your posts are going to be shared. You're going to get all new members join without necessarily you having to do anything extra than what you're already doing. I do not post in my neighborhood communities on a daily basis anymore. I don't have to. They go without me, right? Like the post, I approve the post, but like I don't actually have to do anything. I just have to monitor it and add things as I go. I want to talk about what makes members invite others because this is really important. This is how the group truly grows is when members invite other people. And it's the shareable content and the stuff they're proud to share, right? Shareable content is really important. There's this one post that I make in my community groups that gets shared all the time. And it is before and afters Like, we have a historical society, the Downtown Historical Society, and they post before and after stuff, right? Like, this is what this street looked like in 1905, and this is what this street looks like now in 2026. And people love that. They eat it up, they share it all the time, and that kind of stuff still brings in new people. Recommendation posts are huge too, because people tag their friends, right? Like the recommendation post when someone posts that they're looking for a plumber, and then this plumber comes up 8 times, right? And then, John Smith is scrolling through the page and he's like, "Oh, my cousin was looking for a plumber. And look, this guy, he got recommended 8 times. I'm gonna share this with him. I'm gonna tag him. I'm gonna tag him at my cousin Viddy, right? And it's gonna show up in his notifications to join the group. He lives in the area. He wasn't a part of the group. So those recommendation posts are great, great ways to invite other people. And then the consistent value post. So when the group is valuable, people literally talk about it. My group exploded in 2021 when a major flood happened here. It's probably going to explode again because we're having as the time of me filming this, there's a big snowstorm coming and people always need information. People are always moving here that might not know about the group and they want to stay connected to what's happening, that consistent value, whatever it is, right? Whatever your group is about, if you continue to give good, consistent value that's actually shareable, that translates to multiple different people, people are going to share that and they're going to invite others. Here is something too that I don't want to overlook, and it's the business owners joining. Business owners, like myself and like you, we're probably already part of dozens, 50, 100 groups. I'm like in a 200 groups, right? And one thing that allowed my community groups to grow a lot was allowing businesses to advertise only on certain days though, because and this is why my groups have ran so efficiently over the years with very, very little to no spam at all. It's because I set it up and I was very diligent. I was like, a business owner can post on this to be in front of more people on the 1st and the 15th of the month. Right. And then from there, I was getting business owners who joined specifically for the exposure. I was like, okay, that's fine because they invite more people and that built in audience of potential clients. Right. And now it's like I'm in a business where I want to work with other business owners. Right. And now I have these two groups with, I would say, probably on low to high, like 4 to 5,000 businesses that I have access to now, right? And that's pretty amazing. So business owners joining can be a good thing. You just have to be diligent about it. And you can't just let them post every single day because that's when it gets messy. Here's a timeline expectation. And I don't know how else to say this, but it does not happen overnight. As I already mentioned, most people quit after a few weeks because they don't see the results right away. I promise you that the results will come later. It could be way later. You could do it and get a lead within a few days, a few weeks, like a legitimate lead that you work with. Or it could take a few months or multiple months or a year. I promise it will happen. You just have to stick with it. I think my mug might have popped off for a little bit, but no worries. You could still hear me. So now we're going to talk about turning the members into clients. This is the most important part of it. So the member questions, which we touched on a little bit earlier, as lead qualifications. The answers tell you who might be a potential client, okay? And you review these on a very consistent basis. And then again, anyone that seems like a hot lead, even a warm lead, you send them that DM, you get in touch with them, you start creating conversations because that's what is important. And that's how you actually turn the members into clients, right? I did this with so many people when they said they were looking to move to the area, DM them right away. I had a pretty canned response, sent them some videos about what it was like to live in the area. I got a lot of business that way. Like most of the business I got from my groups happened that way. These are the four post types that really turn your members into clients. And you have polls, personal stories, helpful posts, and the spotlight post. Let's talk about polls first. So polls are really interesting, right? Because you get intel on like what people are struggling with. And polls, people love answering polls. It's super easy engagement. I don't know how else to say it. It's just like you create a poll that someone can easily answer. And if you structure it in a way where it's like, oh, okay, this person is struggling with this, then I can follow up. Okay. Super easy example is like I said in a poll, what would make this group more valuable to you? And right, this is nuts. I got 695 votes, 21 comments, and three different shares. Like 695 votes. That's insane. And I could follow up with all these people if I wanted to, and say, like, okay, this is what I have on this. This is what I have on this. I should have made it. I can make one now. And this is what I'm going to do next is make it on the business side, right? I'm going to talk more to business owners, put a poll out there for business owners. So polls are awesome. I highly suggest that. Personal story posts are really good because people connect with that. So when you build connection and trust with people, they just like you. They get to know you better, or they don't like you and they, you know, get out of the group. You're not teaching anything. You're just sharing something real. Because if people feel like they know you, they're going to want to eventually do business with you, or they can refer business to you, right? Like here's a personal post I made on that same group. What was that? 8 days after I made the poll, I got 180 comments and it reached 8.5 thousand people with 8 shares. Like I don't even have 8.4 thousand people in the group, right? So people just kept sharing it. I got like well over 100 new members actually join this community page just from one post. It's pretty awesome. Helpful posts, I love these. They show your expertise without selling. An example that I'm going to show you in a little bit is one that I did on a business page that I created. And you're not pitching, you're just giving away value. And that's important. Like that's really important. On this business page, I said, hey, I'm going to do something a little bit different. Drop your page link below and I'll look at your last 5 posts. I'll tell you one specific thing to change that'll probably get you better results. First 10 people only because this takes a lot of time. I had 21 comments, and I would say probably half of them were me actually responding to people. So probably well over 10 businesses commented on that. I think it was like 12 or 13. And I just like there was no pitch involved, right? It was just being a member of this community, leading this community, and trying to be helpful. That's all I was trying to do. And then the next one is spotlight post. I love doing this one. This is where you actually highlight members or businesses in the group, right? So when you make someone look good, they remember, they feel good about that. They're like, damn, that's awesome that you did that for me. And that's how like you build relationships and build referrals because we know as business owners that referrals are one of the best ways to constantly get business. Referrals are key. You have to do things in order to build a network of referrals and referral relationships with other people. And that's what you do with spotlight posts. This is what I did with a friend of mine. She is a dog trainer and she had a post that she was looking to fill her groups, like her group classes. She posted here, she posted in her group, she posted all over. I shared it a bunch of times. She filled her groups, right? She filled her classes. And people remember that and they love that. Now I want to talk about the conversion path because you're not going to be this person that's in there pitching in these groups, right? You're showing up, you're being helpful, you're being consistent. When people need what you do, you will become the obvious choice and they will essentially reach out to you. There's no shortcuts to this, okay? I need you to understand that there are no shortcuts to this. This isn't the paid ads route where you're putting out $1,000, you're getting crap leads for the most. Maybe there's a good one in there. Like these are legitimate people in your group that can turn into leads or refer business to you or bring more people into your group. And when you show up consistently over time, you become the guy. You become the girl. When somebody was asking for real estate recommendations in my community groups and I was full-time realtor, like people came in and vouched for me. I had so many people do that. It was awesome, right? I would respond to comments, I would share videos, I would just keep adding value, right? And my neighbor at one time, literally, she lived a few streets down from me. Since I was doing this, she's like, "Oh yeah, I thought you're gonna be too busy for me because I was like the authority in this group." And I was like, "No, of course I'm not too busy." But like she had that perception that you're gonna be too busy for me. You have all this stuff going on. You probably have all these clients. That's the goal, right? Like you want to become the person that they look for when they need your service because eventually they're joining this group for a reason. And that usually leads to them needing you at some point in the future. It happens that way. Now I want to talk about how a few things fit together because you need to look at your group as the engine, okay? You want to direct everyone to this group. And this is something that I'm focusing on heavily. The way you do that is it's like a funnel, right? And your group is at the bottom of the funnel. Your personal page and your business page support it. And you want to feed everything from there into the groups. This is really important. With your personal Facebook page is filled with friends and family and past coworkers, maybe even current coworkers, people that connected with you, followers this, friends that, right? People you went to high school with. And you don't solely use your personal page for pitching. It's more for connection, right? So you have the mix of personal life and your business observations and things like that. Talk about stories, realizations, not necessarily tips or calls to action, but we do. And occasionally you bring it up. Like you mentioned the group. I just made this post the other day, bring it into my group. Um, I got 4 people to join it, right? 4 people to request to join, only a couple of people answer the question, so not every post needs to be a pitch because people just scroll right past it on your personal page. You don't want to blast your personal page with your business, and that's what most people do. And then everyone just scrolls by because nobody gives a crap. I'm sorry. It's not that you're not interesting, it's they just don't care. If all you do is post business on your personal page, people don't care. That's where they connect with the human you. And then you have your business page, right? And I want you to focus heavily on creating reels because reels get the most reach. Text posts, for the most part, they get buried. I mean, you could potentially, if you're a bigger creator, bigger business owner with more reach, text posts could do well, but reels get the absolute most reach right now. And it's going to reach new followers too. And it's more of a credibility play. So people just check your business page to make sure that you're legit. It happens all the time. You don't have to be posting on your business page 7 days a week. You don't have to spend hours there and focus. I would say, you want to focus most of your energy on the group, but your business page is a feeder funnel to it as well. And you have to take that seriously. So now the good part, the 30-minute daily system that you can utilize. But I need to emphasize this first, and this is the reality. You're running a business, okay? You have clients, you have your family, you have your life, you're putting out fires, you maybe have your employees. You're doing everything. So you don't have 3, 4, 5, 6 hours to spend on Facebook, okay? So you need to figure out how you can do this in a manageable chunk with a manageable system. To start, though, you may have to put more time and effort into it in order to get it up and going. And then eventually you can get it down to this 30-minute system. I want to be very crystal clear with that. It can absolutely run in 30 minutes a day, but to get started, just like with any business, to get started, you have to put more time and more effort into it. In the morning for 10 minutes, what you want to do is check your membership request, approve and decline posts based on their answers, and then DM anyone who looks like a potentially good lead. It probably won't even take you 10 minutes to do this, to be honest, especially in the beginning. You're going to be like, well, Shawn, I have 4 people, right? But look, this is the system that you can operate once things get up and running. And then you have your midday 10 minutes. You want to post a piece of content in your group around midday, or you can post it in the morning and you can switch one of these out. But you want to rotate through those 4 post type consistently, rotate through them. And then you want to respond to any comments on your previous post. Or you can go back and respond to comments on your previous post. And then in the morning, you can do that in the morning, and then in the afternoon you can DM people, right? Like you can swap these out in any way. This doesn't have to be done in this exact order. And then afternoon, evening, another 10 minutes. You want to spend time in other groups where your ideal clients hang out. This is a big key. Be in these other groups where your clients are already there. Leave helpful messages, leave helpful comments, you know, answer questions that people have. Just be visible. You're not pitching, you're just being helpful, right? People are going to respond. And if you feel it necessary, send them the group. Hey, I do this here. If you want more information about this, check out my group, be a member. That would be awesome. But you can spend 10 minutes in other groups because if you're anything like me, you're part of dozens of them or hundreds. Here's a very easy weekly posting schedule too. This is just Monday through Friday. Again, you can do whatever you want. Monday can be your poll, Tuesday, your helpful post, Wednesday, personal story, Thursday, helpful, Friday, spotlight. Like it's so easy. Again, you can swap these. You can Monday do spotlight, Tuesday do a poll, right? Whatever you want, whatever works for you. This is a super simple posting schedule that anybody can follow to grow their group. So you probably want to know what happens after 6 months, right? And the good thing is, if you stick with it, I promise you, your group starts growing on its own eventually. It usually happens after the 6 month part, 6 month point. Members inviting other people without asking, you become that person in the space, and then the leads start coming to you instead of you chasing them. They're the best leads. That's what you want. The people that are coming to you organically, and you're not having to go after them and do all this work and pay all this money, right? So here's a quick recap of everything we went over. Your group is not about your business. It's business adjacent. Your first members come from the people who already know you. You've got your 4 post types, how you can operate it in 30 days, or excuse me, 30 days, 30 minutes a day. It's all you really need, and the results take time. And I can't stress this enough. Almost everyone quits too early. Do not do this if you're not willing to dedicate 6 months to a year. Please do not. Do not waste your time. But this is the way to grow organically for the foreseeable future. Creating community is the way to go for your business. So, this is your first step. Figure out what your business adjacent concept is. Figure out what do your ideal clients actually care about. That's related to what you do, because that's the foundation that every single thing is built on. And if you want to work with me and you want to go deeper on this and you need help figuring all this out, just click that link in the description, schedule an appointment with me. Talk to you soon.